Well, guys, today was interesting. We had a leak that ended up not coming true, and actually EA completely trolled the leakers to the point where they haven't said shit. They've literally been completely radio silent on this, which is pretty hilarious. And we're going to talk about that. We've got the Fantasy Premier League cards. We do have those leaked. We do actually have some more news about which players we should pick as well in terms of getting the most fantasy points. So we'll discuss that. We got Fantasy Team 2 today, of course. We do have actually the corrected official stats now for those to go and look at. We do also have a couple new icon SBCs as well that people might be interested in. They're kind of like not top tier, but they're very good cards. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the top of the description. They're the safest and the cheapest option, and you can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. But yeah, guys, hey, thank you all for watching. I say it every day. I truly mean it every day. Thank you guys so much for being here. Subscribe if you're new. We get closer every day to 23,000 subscribers, and we'll just start with why not. We'll start with the troll because it has to do with content today. And as many of you guys know, if you guys have been watching the past few videos, you'll know that the last SBC that we had leaked was Sandro Tonali. And today's SBC was Sandy Toletti. Yeah, Sandy Toletti. So a couple things here. One of the outcomes is that the leakers just got it wrong, right? And somebody who works at the Romanian base told them that it's going to be a Tonali SBC and they misspelled it or something, or some mistake was made in the process of communication, right? Autocorrect happened. I mean, God knows what. That's one of the outcomes here. The reason I don't think that's the case is because every source said it was going to be Sandro Tonali. Because we've had a couple of times, I think there was actually one leak a while ago that Sheriff came out and said, nah, I don't think AC's right on this. I believe it was Sheriff and AC, and I forgot the exact details of what the exact leak was. I think maybe it was something actually being a loan or something like that. I totally forgot it. It was a while ago. It was a few months back. But Sheriff was like, yeah, I don't think this is actually correct. And Sheriff was right. So that shows me that there's multiple people telling leaks and not just one person getting them and everybody else parrots off that. So I think they were all trolled, and that's the second outcome here, is that they basically just trolled the leakers. It's been a while since EA did that. Remember, there was that tweet earlier. We can actually pull that up. Yeah, it was right here. Air Japes, who works on the content team, product leader at EA Sports FC. The leakers got it wrong. That was when, remember, the leak actually for the Scream promo was that they weren't going to get 99 stats. Remember that? We had like a full 3 or 4 day stretch where we all thought they were not getting 99 stats. That might have even been the one Sheriff talked about, and he's like, no, they're getting 99 stats. I think it was different though, but I could be wrong. Anyway, the point is they've been trying to troll leakers throughout the year, I think, throwing in some bluffs occasionally, and this is one of them, I think, which, by the way, 2.5 million views on this is pretty crazy. And I think this is the last Air Japes tweet, I want to say, which I just find hilarious. I know it's not necessarily part of your job that you like signed up for to communicate with all of us, but the fact that none of the content guys communicate with us is pretty ridiculous. And the last tweet from Air Japes here was October 22nd. And Fud Economist, what was his last tweet? Do I even want to know when his last tweet was, honestly? Let's zoom in here, scroll down. November 12th, 2025, when they added in the new view available Evos thing here on the wheel, and it had the position modifier thing, which they debunked. And Fud Economist's last tweet was November 12th. So that's how long it's been since any content person tweeted anything out, I believe. Unless there's somebody I'm forgetting in there. But yes, I think it's been months and months. Now, what's funny is if you actually go and look at AC, Sheriff, Police Leaks Twitter accounts right now, they've not said a thing about this. Bro froze, he hasn't moved in 20 minutes. I think, yeah, they know they kind of got trolled, and they don't want to talk about it because then people might question their validity and that hurts them. So I'm assuming that's why they are ignoring it. But yeah, Sandy Toletti was the troll today, and unfortunately for us that wanted Tonali, we didn't get him. And what's funny is I actually thought we might see this more often, considering Scream was one of the first promos of the year, and they already were trying to kind of fuck with the leakers. We haven't really seen it too much recently, and we saw it again today. So, you know, keeping them on their toes a bit. We'll see what happens in the future here, but okay, we can talk about content some more. Midfield Dynamo came out, and I was sour on this Evo at first because obviously it's not anything amazing, but no overall boost. I'm almost fine with any evolution that does not give an overall boost, because this allows you to chain some things together and make some nice cards. I know the requirements. Remember, we had like a thing, was it last year, that they advertised less requirements at Evos? And I know they're not crazy requirements, but still, I mean, that's kind of not really been the case. Anyway, I'm being nitpicky here, but seeing the +0 overall is definitely not a bad thing. And last thing I want to remind you guys, there's a couple of evolutions that expire today at content time that are rewards, so go look out for that. I don't think there are too many great ones, but there are a couple. But okay, we can move on to the leaks and news now. And guys, we got to start off with the biggest bit of news. All right, look at this pack leak. The Dove Men pack, 8410 with an 86 or higher guaranteed. The Dove Men pack is coming soon, folks. We'll start off here with the official cards for this little FPL promo that EA's cooking up here. If we zoom in, we do actually have a graphic that shows us the average fantasy points that these guys all get. We'll look at that in one sec here, but the cards themselves, Tell, Power Shot Plus, which I think is getting buffed soon, so that might end up being, you know, not bad. Jimenez Finesse Plus, Diallo Rapid Plus, pinged for Dewsbury Hall. Down here, you guys can't really see. I'll maybe scroll down. No, that you guys should be able to see that. Mateus Nunez Intercept Plus is a really good potential card there. Kirkez, Jockey, Trossard, Technical. These kind of matter because you do want upside here, but the most important thing really is just going to be how many fantasy points they end up scoring. And here is that graphic right here, which is slightly cut off because I wanted to show you guys all the players, but it says last 5-game average FPL points earned. And a few of them, obviously, you know, Diallo 1.8, Tell is 1, but some like Raul Jimenez is at 5, Dewsbury Hall 4.4, Mateus Nunez 4.6. And to give an idea of what the upgrades are on a per point basis here, right? The average of 4 to 5 points is usually like the top end here, it looks like. And 4 to 5 points does get you that second playstyle plus, gives you +3 overall. So on average, Mateus Nunez and Raul Jimenez are going to get that second playstyle plus. Now, I don't play FPL, so I'm going to assume that the higher upside will be with an attacker just because they're more likely to score. Points are obviously earned in other ways, but I would assume that that's probably the case. I don't really know. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out a little bit at least as to who to pick. But yeah, we can move on now to some of the icon SBCs. And the first one here is going to be a Puyol SBC. So this is what? Time Warp Puyol, I think. And I actually have this card. I packed him in some like icon pick I did. His current market price is 1.4 mil. I want to see what it is now post leak. Yeah, post leak, it's 1.3 right now. And obviously the problem with this card is that 83 pace, no base intercept. Bruiser plus and block plus is nice, but that no base intercept there. I've used this card enough and he's very good. I don't think he's 1.3 million coins worth. I think it's probably more of a rarity thing. I prefer my Evo Dante, who has intercept plus and only 1 defending playstyle plus. He has long ball to go along with intercept, and I prefer that card. And he has like 88 pace too. And Puyol, he's going to be good. He's just not going to be that next level. Like, oh my God, he transformed my defense player. I just don't think he's going to be that. So and the second SBC is Wayne Rooney. So Team of the Year Rooney on the way. Finesse first touch, of course. What's his price now that he's been leaked as well? I also used him. I really liked Rooney. He's at 777 now. So, okay. This card's nice. He got base incisive, base low driven as well. No relentless for Rooney, by the way, is kind of crazy. But this card's good. I mean, the problem is like, if you didn't do Sophia Wilson, I suppose that's kind of a good substitute. If you have Sophia Wilson, she's going to be probably better just because base tiki-taka. This card's very good, though. I definitely liked Rooney when I used him. I still think First Touch Plus is a very underrated playstyle plus. Yeah, some good icon SBCs for sure. Are they going to be ridiculous? Probably not. 4 playstyles and balding, hell no. Fodder fire emoji there in the replies. But yeah, okay, we'll move on now to the rest of the SBCs we have official stats for. And that's right here. So Raheem Sterling's our first player. Finesse, rapid, 93 pace, 92 dribbling. Low key, this is kind of a crazy card. Finesse and rapid's an insane combination, of course. And his card can get upgrades. I don't know how good Feyenoord is right now. I'm actually looking that up right now as we speak. Second place, they're 14 points behind Ajax, but they can get some upgrades for sure. 15, 3, and 6 in the league. Okay, they definitely did make this card pretty damn good. The unfortunate thing is that Forlan was the other like big SBC, and this card is not really looking quite as hot here. Quick step plus, finesse plus, 91 pace, 92 shooting, but 87 dribbling for a Forlan when he doesn't really have like that initial body type that you'd think would be a great dribbler. That's not great. So that kind of kills the card a little bit for me personally. And in this Romania tweet here, he did put in Forlan and Sterling's official stats. So I'm assuming then all of these are official stats. Maybe. He doesn't say, but I would assume then if the rest are. If that's the case, Ruggieri looks interesting here, but you know, that's probably the most interesting other card. And we kind of already knew SBCs weren't going to be that great for this promo. Also, that's Ivory Coast, and I don't think Ruggieri's from Ivory Coast. And here are all the corrected stats. Here we'll zoom in. There's a couple of interesting ones. So first of all, we have 2 players getting quick step and rapid together for the very first time. We've never seen that before. Now we're getting 2 of them, Lauren James and Harry Kuehl. That's kind of interesting. Also, Kalulu gets rapid plus, which, okay. Anybody else we didn't really see in here? I don't think so. Do we see Guendouzi with technical and anticipate? Kind of another unique combination there. But most of these were correct. Yeah, if you want to see all of them, you can. But this promo has actually been all right. I mean, the bar's in hell, but we're just kind of waiting for FUT birthday at this point. Okay, so with the market, I'm pretty much going to say the exact same thing I said yesterday. So if you saw it, I apologize, but I do expect the market to start trailing down here this weekend. I'll try and finish weekend league as fast as you possibly could and probably sell. FUT birthday is usually a pretty big market killer, and people are more aware of the market than ever. They're going to try and sell before Black Friday, which is like this weekend. So if you want to sell at the absolute peak, if you're not going to play weekend league, you could sell now. You might be towards that peak here. Maybe adding a little more weekend league demand this Friday if it doesn't drop initially, but yeah, you're getting towards the peak here. Okay, let's read some of your comments here, and we've got Simeon Marios. I'm sure I'm butchering that. And this is a pretty cynical take, but I kind of agree with it. This year, I'm trying to find something interesting, and every promo has failed to impress me. Their creativity is a cup, a league, and a few objectives. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree in the sense that there's not been a whole lot creative really this year. That might be kind of a, like I said, cynical take, but let's be real, like cups and tournaments, we've been asking for this for years. It's been in the game before. Like, this should have been the natural evolution of cups 5 years ago, but instead they removed it for some reason. Then we didn't see it for years return, which that will never make any sense to me, how that was even possible. That's impossible to me. And the most creative thing I'd argue the last couple of years has been evolutions. And it's been fun. Now, of course, they might have gotten too good, and we're probably going to see them get worse. So, you know, we don't know for sure if that'll happen yet. It's just my prediction. But yeah, I feel like we haven't had like that real creative spice of like something different that fundamentally changes the game since evolutions. And before that, it was objectives and SBCs were like the first thing that like really changed the game. Unless there's something I'm forgetting. I mean, the store packs fundamentally changed the game in like 23, 22, that time period. But yeah, I'm not really sure. And regarding your responses yesterday as to what brings you guys back, a lot of the responses were basically just the sport itself is definitely first. And then this is like the best way to experience a sport through a video game. And I honestly think EA knows that. They don't really care if that's the only reason that some people play. Some people do play just for the game and they don't really love the sport that much. That is a thing, but it's mostly sport first. This is our way to kind of get our fill of that. And, you know, I guess, what does that really say about this game? Maybe that's how all sports games work, and that's normal, to be honest. But it does suck that that's kind of just, even in my comment section, which I know we're more like cynical, anti-EA kind of stuff, but almost everybody was like, nah, it's not the game. Like, it really is a sport first, then the game second. The game obviously isn't just all, it doesn't all suck. Otherwise, we wouldn't play it. But anyway, user here talking about it was not random. I only played Elite Div 12 plus win oppositions, and I'm not happy about it. Most people's comments did say that they did play against like everybody that was crazy. I don't know if it was like a time of day thing or it was just broken, right? Because obviously, like I said, my last win, I played a full gold team. So it's like, at that point, it has to be either broken or random, right? You kind of take your pick there. Yeah, it's always so tough because like we said in, I think a couple of days ago's video, like people are going to get unlucky. There's going to be a person out there that just got terribly unlucky with matchmaking and played crazy opponents the entire time. Like that is going to happen, but it does seem like it might have been more than that. And then some people said it was so easy. So like I said, it points to randomness, but this is the problem is that we literally will never know unless EA tell us. We just won't know. And they will never tell us because they don't want us manipulating matchmaking. So we will never know. We're going to be speculating forever and just getting bent over on the regular usually, but not this time because I'm playing a gold team with 19 wins. So I didn't get bent over this time. I was doing the bending over. I'm done. Guys, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all so much. Have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Peace.